All right. Oop, gotta record. I'm not wearing glasses today, you know that?
Madness.
I think I left them in the car. My wife took the car. All right, hold on. Outline,
Yes.
thingamajig. Outline. There we go. Oop. All right. Cool. Got it. Ready?
Yep.
This is Wednesday, July 30th. This is Wednesday, July 30th. There are 343 days until San Diego Comic-Con 2015. Whoa! Less than a year. Welcome to the SDConCast, the official podcast of the San Diego Comic-Con unofficial blog.
VANUHTEE go. Oh my god, I love LiveJournal, and my LiveJournal loves me. Current mood is hyperactive. Current music, Refuse 73. I love the color scheme, it's pink and purple, it looks dreamy. I love all the posts I make and the million comments that they rake. I love the internet and I love the world. Oh my god, I love my...
Hello and welcome to the very last SDConCast of 2014. Perhaps, right? Because
Yeah, we
what if
might
we do
do a
ticket sales in the fall or something?
Could happen.
It could happen. I am your host, Jeremy Rutz. Joining me on the podcast is James Riley. I need an echo on that. Oh, James is muted.
James, you're muted.
No
No one can hear you, James.
I know.
No one can hear you scream.
Well, that means you don't get to hear me messing up. Good
There you go.
afternoon, Jeremy.
You know what? He just has gas. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, James. Okay. Also joining me on the podcast is Carrie Dixon. Hello, Carrie.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Carrie. How are ya?
Exhausted.
Yeah, I know. I mean, wait, Comic-Con was last week, right?
Yeah.
Craziness. And also joining us on the podcast from his automobilia, Mr. Sean, the Confluence Marshal.
Hey guys, it is good to be back on the show and ready to talk Comic-Con.
Are you on your way back from Comic-Con? Is this like a road trip?
No, we got
podcast?
back Monday. No, we got back Monday. We're on the road for other stuff, but yeah. No, it's just tired like you guys and running around.
So you were at Comic-Con. First of all, I want to say the awesome coverage that you did starting last Monday from Comic-Con. It was amazing. I mean, you were taking pictures, videos, nonstop throughout the first throughout the whole convention. But for the first 2 or 3 days, watching it from afar,
Right.
watching everything set up and everything. I mean, so you were there from Monday to Monday.
Right.
That's 8 days. 8 days of Comic-Con.
It
That's
was.
what
It was
everybody
really
wants.
exciting.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants 8 days of Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was exciting to
Fantastic.
see it all coming together because every year we go a little bit earlier. This was the first time we went on Monday, and we went Monday morning pretty much. So yeah, it was really cool to see it all coming together, and so we came back and we're like, maybe we need to go next year Sunday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
What was?
well, we-
I'm actually curious. Like, what do you think was the coolest thing to watch being set up?
Oh wow. Probably. I mean, there probably was the Ascension Cafe just because there was the most changes from day to day. Like the most exciting to me was Terminus, just because I just thought that was really cool, and where they had it set up at the Hilton to me, like that actually kind of looked like from the show, so that was to me the most exciting. But I think Ascension was probably the coolest overall, from going from Mary Jane's, we were there and there was like nothing, and just every day there was a whole new sweep of cool stuff, and so that was pretty awesome to see.
Sweet. If somebody's asking if we have a YouTube link, yeah, we do. Hold on, let me send that out. Keep talking, guys. I just want to send out this YouTube link.
Yeah, you made me tired just watching your coverage.
Oh, no.
And
Yeah,
made me feel like a slacker since I was only able to get there on Friday afternoon.
All right.
So-
Well, you had work though, so that's a whole different story and type of getting tired from that though. But yeah, I mean, I basically did like 4 or 5 loops of the gas lamp each day on Monday and Tuesday, and so I just kind of kept circling, and it It was like every time you sweep, there'd be like another thing, and it'd like motivate me to come back and try it again. So it was neat. And like the Walking Dead Escape, they were playing the music. You could hear the the zombie scream kind of. It was just kind of cool. Like it just was all very Comic-Con is all this really cool stuff seemed to be built, and it actually felt really weird as everybody was coming in on Wednesday. Like it was kind of like, well, this is my Comic-Con. Like, what are you guys all doing here now?
Yeah, that's funny. It's the Confluence Con.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about favorite things because we're doing that soon. But let me ask you guys this: what do you think? Should Comic-Con go a whole week?
No,
I know. That's what I was thinking.
My legs say no.
Exhausted,
sakes.
too many vacation days.
I mean, seriously, if it for Sean, it was should
Yeah.
yeah.
Sean, I don't
Yeah.
know how you are still standing.
Yeah, my feet were in bad shape by Tuesday night, and so that was a challenge. So there was a lot of ice and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the for me, it's really like this is like the softest time of year with my work, so it really works well. Like if Comic-Con ever moves to August or May, I would be in really bad shape. In May, I don't even know if I would be able to go or something. But so for me, for selfish reasons, like yeah, as many days as possible because it's right at that sweet spot or whatever. But there's a lot of things I end up missing in those other times of the year because they're just such bad times of year with work and stuff. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want it a whole week. I want it just one day. Just give me one day.
No, you need more than one day, but not.
Maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I'll be okay with only having a single day ticket.
There you go.
There you go. Then you don't have to worry about anything.
There
Then
you
it's
go.
There's so much stuff outside. It's like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's always a regret because there's just so much going on inside, outside, and it's just, yeah, it's hard to keep up.
It is. All right. But we are here to close up our coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2014, although we might have some stuff that's going to be on the blog. Right, Carrie? We still writing stuff up? Do we have videos?
Yeah, we are. I've still got the Teen Wolf press rooms, and I've got one or two other things. So there'll still be stuff coming up. Yes, Teen Wolf coming up over the next week or so, but
Sweet.
it's mostly wrapped up.
There you go. Team Wolf. Team Wolf.
And
All
other
right.
stuff.
Yeah, and other stuff. But all right, so let's go ahead and oh man, all right, I got logged out. All right, let's go ahead and then start our favorite moments of 2014. So what we do every year is, Carrie, are we doing 5?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have 5, to be honest with you.
Well, do what you have, but let's let Sean go first because Sean
okay.
has limited time.
Are we gonna do 1, 1, 1, and just keep going around? Or are we
However
gonna have him
you
do
tell
all
me
5?
we are going to do it is how we're going to do it.
How do you guys want to do it?
That's fine.
What's fine?
Yeah,
How do you want to do it? How do you want to do it? Yes.
We can just go around, one at a time and go around.
Cool.
All right, go ahead. Sean, you kick us off.
All right. My number 5, I put them in order, so my number 1 is like my number 1 moment or whatever. So my number 5 was the Lego giveaway for the Marvel Day and winning the collector figure, because that was like one of those things before Comic-Con that I thought there was no way we would get because it would just be too crazy, and so it was really surreal to actually win the thing and have it. And I'm super excited about Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is a figure that likely will never be made. So yeah, it was just an awesome thing to go through the line, win the figure, and yeah, it was just cool.
No, Sean. Last we talked on. Well, I mean, we talked throughout the convention, but the last we talked about Lego was Friday night when you were already 2 up. So did you win any more?
Yeah, so all total, we won the Bowman, Carmel and I, and then the Collector. So, and we didn't go back for Batman or for Unikitty, because just even though they had a better system in place, it still really was like you had to dedicate like an hour and a half at least, if not more. And so it's just a big chunk of time. So we're like, yep, we got lucky, we got our wins. Let's get out of here and just feel good about the whole experience.
Yeah. Which ones are worth the most right now?
The Collector. I'm sorry, the Batman. The Batman is definitely the most, and then probably the Collector, and then the Bowman and Unikitty are kind of bottom of the barrel there.
Very
yeah,
cool.
it was cool. It was fun. I mean, the iPad thing they had, I don't think it really moved anything faster. You didn't have to come back at the end of the day to get stuff. But the nice thing is it was exciting because like you'd press the iPad screen and it would be the cop, the Liam Neeson character from the Lego movie, and it would either be "You're awesome" with his happy face showing, or it would be like "Whoops" and it would be his bad cop face showing. So it was fun. We actually recorded the whole little thing, and the Lego guy grabbed our phone as we were doing the video and recorded and kind of talked into it. And it was just a fun little experience.
Cool. But Sean, you're always awesome, so no wonder you won all the time.
Thanks.
All right, so that's number 5 for Sean. Who are we going with next? Carrie?
Sure, I can do mine.
Does that have anything to do with Teen Wolf?
It does, but it's the only one on my list that does.
Okay, all right.
So there you go. On Friday, I was supposed to go to an autograph signing for Teen Wolf, which it was actually my favorite actor on the show is J.R. Bourne, he's one of the smaller side characters. He plays Chris Argent, but he's my favorite. And he was doing a signing at the Teen Wolf booth, and I was supposed to go to that, but my friend and I had passes to the Wired Cafe on Friday, and we stopped by for like 30 minutes, and that's all we had time to go there all weekend. But in that 30 minutes when we stopped by, who is like the one celebrity hanging out there? But J.R. Bourne. And so we got to meet him and get a photo, and it was just one of those cool, like, kind of Comic-Con moments, because it was like, what are the odds that the one person I want to see would be there? So that was actually really cool.
Cool beans. That's it?
Super cool.
Is that
I'm
it?
trying to be fast here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. James, Mr. Riley. I know James and I, we're like, what?
Well, my problem is, of
You
course,
can repeat them.
that
We can just
I
repeat
was-
the same one 5 times.
Well, my problem, of course, is that I was only at half the convention, and technically I was only at a quarter of the convention because I didn't last long on Sunday.
Yeah.
Really? So the amount of things I have, I'm actually going through the list of things I saw in Hall H on Saturday and trying to figure out which ones I would consider, awesome things to list on a list of 5.
Box trolls?
Look. I thought we weren't going to talk about the trolls, but it was actually.
But since we are.
It was actually the movie looks really good. Mainly because it's Leica. Is that how you pronounced it? And,
yeah.
And they make.
I love Leica. Yeah,
they
do great stuff. Paranorman's like one of my favorite animated movies like ever.
Right.
So I will say number 5 is going to be the Crimson Peak footage, because that movie is a return to form of beautiful, creepy that Del Toro was known for.
I'm a little jealous you got to see that, not gonna lie.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, everybody says it looks really cool. I really didn't know much about it before, and obviously I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. But
it's Del Toro. What else do you need to know?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. It came up, and I'm like, oh, cool, Del Toro for Crimson Peak. All right, what's this? And then I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that it?
I'm having to spread these out, so yes.
Yeah, I know. All right, I gotta do mine. Let's see, what did I do? I barely went to any panels. But I will say, I'll do this. Star Wars Rebels. Okay, so I walked into Star Wars Rebels. I got this cool little thing that they were handing out. It was neat because you walked in and they go, "Welcome to the Empire," and then they gave you this. And I don't know what this. I don't know what it is. I was gonna log on HoloNetNews.com. Your Empire would like to officially welcome you as a citizen of Lothal. I don't know what it is. Maybe some augmented reality thing. I don't know what that is. But it was cool because they had a cool cast, like Freddie Prinze Jr. and Dave Filoni, who's the executive producer, and Simon Kinberg was there, who's working on some of the live action stuff. And it was a little disappointing. I think overall disappointing this year because the lack of reveals or exclusive footage and stuff like that. So I mean, they showed a trailer, but they put it online right afterwards. And they showed a scene, they put it on YouTube right afterwards. But it was neat to be there and just kind of hear some of the secrets and some of the things they have planned for the show. I'm really excited to see it. Yeah, I wish it was starting now, but it's not starting until October. But that was a fun one. So yeah, so it was pretty neat. But Star Wars Rebels.
Nice.
So I'll go with that one, number 5.
Well, that
All
actually segues to my number 4, if I go, because my number 4 was the Star Wars Rebels signing, and at the Hasbro booth, and so I picked up the ticket in the morning and came back, and it was Vanessa Marshall and Tia Sikar, something like that, but they showed them both their action figures, so it was like the first time they had seen their figures, and that was just kind of cool to get them to pose with the action figure, and then they autographed a Rebels poster that Hasbro was giving out, and it was just a fun little 20-minute thing or whatever, but it was just like, this might, we'll see where Star Wars Rebels go, but to kind of have that prep before the show even comes on the air was kind of exciting. It makes me feel a little more invested in it, because I was already excited, but now seeing how excited they were and seeing their action figures, and it was really cool. So I'm with you. I wish it was on earlier, because I'm kind of the max I've been in terms of looking forward to the show, so counting it down.
Cool. All right. Good segue. All right, Carrie, you're up, number 4.
My number 4 would be the community panel. I missed it for the first time ever last year because it was in Hall H, and I'm not a big Hall H fan. But it was back in Ballroom 20 this year, which was awesome because I had just completely written it off for even being there.
Because you're a Ballroom 20 fan.
Well, not just that, but by the time it got renewed, it was like June 29th or 30th or something, which should have been totally after the deadline to even apply for a panel. But because it was TV Guide who brought it, they did actually get to come, and that to me honestly was my biggest surprise announcement, was just them even being there. And so it was awesome to get to see the cast again, and they know how to work a room, and they were hilarious as always and awesome. So it was really nice to get to see them back at Comic-Con.
That's cool.
Cool. Was it informative? I mean, did you find out?
It was, actually. We learned a couple things. They wouldn't say which of the cast members are going to be in season 6, probably because they don't really know.
Right.
Because they're still working out some contracts, I think. But they did say that we probably won't be seeing any new episodes this year. It'll probably be next year before we see anything, which not that much of a surprise. But it'll be released weekly, just like it was on TV. So we'll have one new episode a week. And we learned quite a few other things, but they were making fun of the whole situation. It was great. My favorite quote was Dan Harmon said, "And you guys can watch it online, just like you've always done, only now it's legal."
That's
that got
funny.
a big laugh. Yeah, exactly. But no,
Cool.
It was great. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, unfortunately, they don't have any footage. So.
Well, no, they didn't. But they put together a really nice reel, and I don't even remember what the tagline was, but it was something that was really funny. But they put together a really nice reel.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. All right, James.
Okay, this one probably should have been in my number 5, but I didn't remember it until a minute ago. And it's probably been shown billions of times before, but since it was the first time I got to see it, was when I went up on a scheduled time for a press invite to do photos from up on top of the WB second floor. About a minute before I left, I just happened to look over because they have tables and chairs up there. And all of their chairs have a little cutout right near the top of Bugs Bunny. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, and it's really, it's the smallest thing, but I just thought it was so cool, and I'm sure everybody already knows about it, but it was the first time I saw it, and I thought it was awesome.
I didn't know about it, so you taught me something.
There you go. Wow. Look at that. The more you know. Knowledge
It's like a hidden
power.
Mickey, hidden Bugs Bunny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
I even took a
All
picture
right.
of it because, I'm a nerd.
Oh, you did get a picture?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Oh, man. What is it going to be? There are only 3 offsites worth mentioning this year. But I'm going to say, you know what? No, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the Nintendo Gaming Lounge in the Marriott, because that's always an awesome time. And they had tons of games, they had events, they had swag, they had a lounge area where you could charge your phone. It was it was so hot out there this year. that it was nice to go inside and hang out and do something, and the crowds weren't that bad, and everybody was just having fun playing games, and so that was cool. I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time in there, but I did go in there a little bit, and I always love that. Every year I'll go back to the Nintendo Gaming Lounge. Everybody should, and you don't need a badge for it. So it's one of the really cool offsites. It seems like more and more offsites are requiring a badge, but that one you don't need. So yeah, so very cool.
I saw that every day because it was right,
because you were in the Marriott.
I mean, it was Marriott, and it was where I took the elevator every single day and never made it over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not a video game player, it's not that cool. I mean, just like tons of kiosks and you can play games, but like if you have like a 3DS, which I have, and I never brought it down there, so I didn't Street Pass, which is too bad. But I could go, you could go down there and you could Street Pass, and you can, get Street Passes from people from all over the country, that are there, and it's just a good time. So, so there you go.
Cool.
That's my number 4. These aren't in any particular order, I think. Not for me, anyway. All right, Sean, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is, to me, it's like it's a good example, like the quintessential Comic-Con moment, which was for Book of Life. So Hall H on Thursday, I think, was just walk in all day. So for the Fox panel, we just walked in at some point, and we saw Book of Life panel. So it was Guillermo del Toro, Christina Applegate, and the director, whose name I forget, and Channing Tatum. And they showed clips, and it had a lot of like kind of retro 80s type music and stuff like that, and they asked about that influence, and they said, oh, it's just kind of, we want to get that vibe and get people, something nostalgic. And then all of a sudden Biz Marquee runs out on stage and starts singing Just a Friend and leads like a giant Hall H sing-along. And everybody's kind of jumping in at the, Just a Friend part, and Guillermo del Toro's, kind of bobbing along. Christina Applegate and Channing Tatum gets up and starts dancing with them, and it's just like that, all the cons we go to, that's the type of thing that only happens there. That won't happen, at another place. That's sort of, big surprise. And I was actually surprised that didn't get more like, I don't know, it didn't blow up the way, not to say it's the same as Hiddleston coming out as Loki, but it's one of those kind of things. Like, it was a super cool Comic-Con moment, and it just felt really neat to actually be, like, in the room and see that, with our own eyes or whatever. So, really appreciative of it.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I wish I was there. I mean, the Fox, and we're probably getting disappointments, but the Fox panel in general, I mean, it was exactly what they said it was. Like, I had to, because I wasn't there, so I had to look up today. I was like, oh, was Fantastic Four there? No, it wasn't there.
We left right after. I mean, so actually we left halfway through the Fox panel, because then we went to the Arrow panel because they were about the same time. And I think I was like literally one of the last 5 people to make it into Arrow, because I was at capacity. But yeah, it felt weird, like leaving Hall H Fox panel to go, wander into a TV panel somewhere else. But that's what we did.
It's not weird.
No.
Is that weird? Is that what you said?
I said it's not weird.
It's not weird, no. It should be normal. That's how it should work.
Well, for me, it's just so rare to, like, every year there's like one, like last year was Ender's Game was like the one Hall H panel, and the only time I'm in a Hall H panel is when it's walk-in, because it's like I never put in the time necessary to fight through the way, like James and Carrie will, to get into the things and stuff. So like whenever we get in, it feels like, oh my gosh, like how did we do this? Like, it's just this one unpopular thing. So, but yeah, that being said, it didn't have the juice to really keep us there, and we're like, well, we love Arrow, so we'll head out,
Yeah.
So. But that moment was cool. Book of Life was really cool. It looked really cool, and hearing Del Toro talk about it was fun, and he did a good job of just kind of talking about what it means to him and stuff. It was fun. It was a fun panel. That particular part of the panel. Yeah,
and you saw Arrow kind of twice because you were there on Saturday night as well.
Correct,
but I'm not going to get into. I wish I was there. I was like, I should go, and then we were just kind of hanging out, and I had to leave the next day, and we were just kind of having some fun at the Hilton bar. So I just said, I'm just going to stay here. Anyway, real quick, before we move to Carrie, I want to read some of our readers' favorite moments that we got tweeted to us today. So Wonder Shannon on Twitter said the elevator doors opened, and there was George R.R. Martin. He saw my deer in the headlights look and said, "Oh boy." That's awesome. Where's Lisa? She'll be like, oh my gosh. Blabber Comper on Twitter. I hope these are all safe for reading names.
They are.
Yeah. All right. Waking up at 1 a.m. in the Hall H line to see Duncan Jones giving Twinkies to someone that had no idea who he was. Now
That was
that
Duncan
is cool.
Jones?
Oh,
Yeah.
you saw it?
I saw him. Yeah, I woke up and it was like, oh, someone's throwing stuff.
I saw it. Somebody was throwing Twinkies when we were handing out the pizzas, or waiting for the pizzas.
Yeah,
Somebody
maybe
was throwing
that was someone else. Yeah, but I thought I saw someone else that late. So yeah.
Twinkies.
That's funny.
TwinkieCon. It's TwinkieCon, man. Barnett Sydney on Twitter says, my favorite moment was in Greg Sipes. Is that who he is? Sang
Yes.
Fade Away. Were you there, Sean?
No, we didn't get to that. That was at the Teen Titans panel, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, it
Yep.
we didn't make it. And this is the first year we've missed it at San Diego or WonderCon, but we were so behind on, like, it's weird because we do so much floor, but we still had not seen, like, 20 rows of the floor by Sunday, so we just said, well, we'll just have to miss that. So, but I bet it was awesome.
Yeah, and then, I'm surprised because last year, remember, they had that kind of big surprise with the DJ and all that stuff.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
And then Christian Demink on Twitter says the Batman 75 panel is why Comic-Con exists. Amazing lineup of legends, and Howard Con was an absolute blast. What the heck is Howard Con? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
Cool. Well, there's something. Were we at the same place? I don't know. Yeah. All right. Man, maybe it was the Howard Johnsons. Maybe we missed it. I don't know. All right. So, Carrie, why don't you go with number 3?
I'm still waiting to cover CouchCon, but but my number 3.
That's your number 1, right?
Totally. But my number 3 would actually be Orphan Black at Nerd HQ, which the last 2 years they've just been the best panel at Comic-Con in my opinion, and not even at Comic-Con, across the street at Nerd HQ.
Yeah.
But they had way more of the cast there this year. Last year it was just Tatiana Maslany, Jordan Gavaris, and Dylan Bruce, and this year they had basically everybody. But they're crazy. They're a lot of fun. Anything can happen there. And the thing that I like about Nerd HQ is stuff happens there that would never happen across the street. Like, I think it's Christian Brune, basically the guy who plays Donnie on the show. At one point, Dylan Bruce was egging him on and kind of being like, what color underwear are you wearing? And so he stood up and he was like, you guys want to see? And just, like, dropped his pants completely. Like, that would never...
question. Yeah, do you want to see my underwear? Of course they want to see your underwear.
Of course, yeah. So seriously, it just happened. And I have never seen Zachary Levi look so pissed off
Wow.
in my life.
That's
But it was fun. It was fun. It was crazy. And they know how to put on a good show. So they're just one of those casts that, like, you can tell actually gets along on and off set. And so it's a lot of fun, quite frankly, just to watch them interact, especially in that small of a setting, which Nerd HQ this year only had 300 seats. So,
well,
like,
it only had 300 seats, but last year it only had 250 or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
so
I know.
They
upped
more
it.
last year. Yeah.
They did have more. But
yeah, you know all
still,
this, though, right? You know all these details.
I do, actually. I can, like, tell you all about
The
Nerd
nightmares
HQ.
of them. Yeah. You wake up going, 300 seats! Wait, oh no.
But
Okay.
no, it was awesome, and that was, quite frankly, the best thing at Nerd HQ, in my opinion, because I went to quite a few panels.
More than the sofas?
More than the sofas. I didn't get
Whoa.
to sit on the sofas this year,
Hold the
like, for like
presses.
30 seconds.
Wow.
It was too crowded to sit on the sofas this year. I was really bummed. We kept having to go sit in the bleachers.
You were hyping up those sofas too much. People wanted to check them out.
I know. Clearly.
I have a solution to that, Carrie.
What?
Movable sofas. You can just kind of put your butt on it and then scoot to wherever you're going, and it just kind of rolls with you.
All right, get on that Nerd HQ for
Hover
2016.
sofas. Hover sofas. Yes.
Done.
Nerd HQ. Hover sofas next year.
Done.
They're all about technology. Zach told us.
That's right. That's
Hover
right.
sofas.
I want the
hover
sofas.
sofas. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. James.
Okay. So, WB starting the day, doing what we'd expected, which was having the screen then extend down the sides, and then having them say, oh, wait, but it's WB. They said they'd go bigger. And then it extended 2/3 of the way down the sides of the room instead of just, like a quarter of the way down the room. So it was it was far. It was way back there. You had to turn around to see the whole screens. And then first thing out right off the bat, bringing out Zack Snyder and then Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and then Gal Gadot. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Mm-hmm.
Or Gadot?
I think so.
And then showing what I think ended up being about a 45-second piece from the movie, which was pretty spectacular. It's the vibe and the feel that it gave. I mean, it didn't give you anything for story or anything like that. It just gave you the look and the feel of it. And that started the day off right. Started the day off with a bang.
Cool.
Nice.
That sounds cool. But we didn't get the seven the seven DC movies that were rumored.
Nothing else, except for we did get that first image that you've seen now of Godot as Wonder Woman.
Hey, let me ask you this. Remember the trailer that leaked before Comic-Con when they showed Batman at the TVs and all? Was that fake or is that what they showed?
That is not what they showed.
Okay.
They showed it was like it was dark and raining, and then a hand reaches up and grabs a tarp and pulls it off, and you see that it's the bat symbol, and then a hand reaches up and it's like a giant metal hand basically and turns it on, and it shows the bat symbol, and then you see Batman, and he's basically in bat armor, and then as they go around behind him, you see up in the sky, you see Superman hovering up above, and they do a close-up of Superman's face, and he doesn't look very happy. And then his eyes start to turn red, and then they show Batman's face, and he doesn't look very happy.
Can't we just get along?
Yeah, that was it. But hey, I mean, it was just paced, and the music was thumping, and
that's cool.
I mean, it just looked really cool. But obviously,
I was expecting you to say it was raining, and the Batmobile was out there, and this hand came up and grabbed a ShamWow and started drying off the Batmobile before it started spotting. That was a joke.
Yeah. Yes. Really.
Yeah. All right.
But I mean, it definitely looked very Frank Miller inspired.
Cool.
Very, very.
Was he there? Was he there for it or no?
He was there for the Sin City panel later in the day.
No, but not for DC though.
Not for the DC stuff. No.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Do I have to come up with a number 3 now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So my number 3 is gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna say. So I'm torn between a couple of offsites. The Assassin's Creed experience, which was really cool, but also very kind of physical and stuff. I didn't do it. I was just watching. But then there was the Gotham zipline, which wasn't as physical, but yet cool because they gave tons of swag. Like you got a T-shirt and a poster and a badge and a picture and a bunch of stuff when you did it. And you got to swing or you got to go down a zipline, which was cool. Right. So I'm gonna go with number 3. Go with Gotham zipline as my number 3.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was cool. I mean, there's not much to say about it. We have a video on it. It took like 30 seconds to watch people go down. I think what somebody said the line for it was like hours long, it was 3 hours long, and out in that heat. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looked cool though. That whole little backdrop was really neat.
It was really neat. Yeah.
It looked crazy.
Hey, by the way, did you guys see the panel or see the pilot?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
Is that going to be on your top 2?
I can't tell you. That would be a spoiler.
Okay, good. So I'm not going to ask. Oh, I was going to say that. Okay, all right. Sean, then what?
Yeah, I can tell you.
All right, Sean, what's your number 2?
Because I fell asleep.
Oh, you did after all that? It was funny because we were in the Hilton bar before then, and Ben McKenzie was in there with us. Actually, everybody was in there at the end of the night. It was really cool. It was like the Supernatural guys and stuff. But all right, Sean, what is your number 2?
Number 2 is getting all of our Hasbro stuff that we wanted on preview night, which we've never done. Like literally, we've never done in all of our Comic Cons, and we recommend not. But because they moved the line, which really threw a lot of the vendors off. Carmel was able to find her way into the line, and yeah, they just kind of moved where they had people lined up, and so basically we lucked into being in the line, and that was just awesome, because not having to worry about it Thursday morning was an amazing feeling, and it just allowed the whole weekend to go a lot smoother all the way around and stuff. So that was definitely a highlight.
Cool. Hey, we just, or I'll save this for number one. Somebody sent us on Twitter. By the way, we're not getting any questions on the chat, so just want to let you know. I think we've got people watching, but nobody sent us questions. So just as an FYI, we're not getting the questions. I don't know why they're not popping up, but if you want to tweet us, that's cool. All right. Is that it, Sean?
Yep.
Okay, Carrie, number 2.
All right, I'm probably going to steal your thunder a little bit here, Jeremy, but my number 2 is kind of a joint thing. Honestly, I love just getting to meet our readers.
Yeah.
And passing out pizzas in the Hall H line on Friday night was really cool.
That was awesome.
It was. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And for all I know, we asked like everyone who we gave a pizza to. We were like, "Hey, do you know who we are?" And they all said yes. And for all I know, they may have just been saying yes because hey, they wanted free pizza.
Yes, the pizza guy.
Yeah, we know you. But it was really cool.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much, and it was amazing getting to meet you guys and feeling like what we do serves a purpose. Like, it's just so great to get to hear somebody be like, "Hey, I've got your site pulled up like right now on my phone. What you guys do actually is helpful."
It was
so
a very
I loved
good
that.
feeling. Yeah, that
it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just that line and passing out the pizzas and hearing the cheers and all that stuff. I mean, obviously we're doing this to help people and to make Comic-Con a better experience for them, and I think for the most part we do. But to get that gratification, that feedback, and we're passing out pizzas, 30 pizzas in Hall H line, and people are just cheering, and they're like, "This is awesome!" and yeah, and slapping us 5, and that was great. I'd love to do that again next year. That was fun. Although now I think we set a precedent, and then some company with the big bucks is going to come in, and they're going to have like a pizza truck, and they're just going to start cranking it out.
That's great for the people who've been there for like 24 hours,
Right.
That's great. Let's feed them.
No, I know. No, it's good. All right. So now it's my turn, number 2?
James. You're skipping James.
James.
What?
Sorry, he fell asleep. James, you have that problem of falling asleep in Hall H.
Well, it's all of that line time, and the reason why, actually, I will tell you as my number 2, which was I went back to my hotel to do the shower thing at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and spent an hour or 2 in the hotel, and came back. Tried to settle down for a little while at 1 o'clock in the morning. Finally got to sleep around 1:30 or I don't know, something like that. And got woken up about a little over an hour later by commotion. And Lee Pace and Andy Serkis were walking down the Hall H line, signing stuff and taking photos with people. And it took me a minute to figure out what was going on. Waking up out of the blue for this is disorienting. But that's my number 2, was having those two walk down the line, and I was surprised to see them, and I was surprised what they were doing, which was essentially every single person who was standing up, and people came from other lines and came over, which is why it was disorienting to see more people than were in the line actually in that part of the line at that point. But they were all standing along the barrier, and they were walking, and they were stopping at every single person and either signing something and or taking a photo. And they did that for like an hour and a half, which was
incredible.
Awesome. Until like 3:30 in the morning, and even at that last minute when security was trying to go, "Okay, guys, it's time to go," their truck was right there on the side of the road, and they were still, like someone would come up and say, "Can I get another photo?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay, cool," and then basically, they did it until the last second, even at the door of the truck before they got in. They took another photo. So
that's really awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it was awesome.
Really awesome.
Oh, yeah, Epic Skyline. Hey, Epic Skyline says the chat function is not working on the site. Sorry, guys. We enabled it. It says it's on.
It does.
Yeah.
It's because I set it up, and I don't know how Google Plus works, so we can just play.
When you start it, you turn it on, and so I made sure that it was ticked on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still blame me.
Yeah, but if you want to tweet questions, that's cool. SD_comic_con if you don't have that. All right. Anything else, Mr. Jameson?
Oh, but that was the reason why I fell asleep at 10 o'clock the next night on Saturday night, because it was dark, and Gotham is not a super action-y show. It's a drama. And I had reached the point where if it was dark enough and quiet enough, I was going to fall asleep. So I fell asleep during the middle portion of Gotham.
Yeah. So I want to actually. So this was cool. On Thursday, I went into Hall H and saw and recorded. It have these like binaural microphones. I told you guys about it. I don't know if you downloaded it yet, but it's supposed to do like 3D recordings, audio recordings. So here's a trick, James. I think you should listen to that and close your eyes and see if you immediately fall asleep. Because then we have our answer.
Yeah.
It was just white noise to you.
I was awake the entire rest of the day, I'll have you know.
Yeah. Cool.
So basically from when they woke me up at 3-something in the morning until that Gotham, I was awake.
All right,
hey,
listen.
I get it, James. I slept through one of the CBS pilots in Ballroom 20 the last 2 years. Like,
I'm witness
it's
of
not
that.
even that they're boring. It's just like you're so exhausted. I get it.
There is a certain point that your body will just make you sleep.
Yeah, pavement's not that comfortable. Okay. All right. It's we got 9 minutes left. So then is it my turn for number 2?
Yeah, and then let's do some reader stuff real quick.
All right. I'm going with Sharknado 2 because that was funny. I mean, I only went to like 3 panels this year because I was like either stuck in the hotel room doing coverage or running around trying to do a video or just doing something, right? And so I actually said that's going to be a funny panel, just because of the subject matter. I mean, Sharknadoes, and so I went to that panel, and we have a video up. It's on our YouTube channel. The links are up on the blog, or they will be in the show notes, so you can go watch that either after you've watched Sharknado 2 tonight or before, depending on what time zone you're in. So it's really cool. It's only like 15 minutes, less than that. We just did highlights, but a lot of funny questions. The cast and crew were really, really funny and entertaining together. Ian Ziering's really funny. Judah Friedlander, Vivica A. Fox. It was awesome. It was a good time. So that's my number 2. I won't tell you too much about it. I'll just tell you to go watch the video. All right. Real quick, what do we? Oh, all right. So let's do reader's favorite moments. C. Glassman on Twitter says, "I love being." Did I read these? No. I love being woken up by Lee Pace in the Hall H line. I was one of the first 15 in line. Hey, cool.
Nice.
That's cool. Diane KDE on Twitter says, favorite SDCC moment was when I tallied up my line waiting time and found I never waited more than 90 minutes. More panels, less line was the goal. That's awesome. Diane, I want to hang out with you next year.
I know. I'm like, she won Comic-Con. Good job.
You won Comic-Con. Shaggy L. Sanders on Twitter says, when Team Barrowman said kill 9, marry 10, shag 11, and 11 Who cosplayer in the question line yells, I'm right here. That's funny. That's good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Simone Smark on Twitter says, Paramount's panel was unexpectedly jam-packed. It was pretty cool seeing everything they brought. No kidding. Nobody was there for that. They weren't expecting anything, and they brought tons. Jason888 on Twitter said, going 4 for 4 on the Lego raffle. Sean, you've got a challenger.
Nice. Very cool.
Crazy.
Yep,
Awesome.
good job, Jason. J-Song. Cracked Reality on Twitter says, my 2 friends and I meeting you at Henry's. We sat there for hours before the event, plus winning the VIP raffle. Oh, Cracked Reality.
Wow.
Cool, dude. Awesome. All right, I'll have to follow you. That's awesome. And then VB Harrier on Twitter says, at Archer panel, cast noticed my daughter and friend as Pam and Archer later took selfies with actress. Oh, and they sent us a picture. It was awesome.
We got one other one. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you read it.
Sure. Just now, Wimka, his name's Scott E. on Twitter, said, what did he say? I don't think I copied and pasted this whole thing. My number 1 Comic-Con moment was getting engaged to Brittany at the Nerdist live panel with CM Punk, and they sent us a photo. So that's awesome, and I'm actually going to retweet that because that's very cool.
That is very cool.
Good job. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I know you have to go here in a minute, so do you want to go ahead and give us your number one?
Number one was the WBDC TV panel for sure. That was like from the second that was on the schedule for Saturday night. It was just like we were hoping that either they would clear Hall H after the Marvel thing, or that people would just be too tired. And we kind of thought people would either be so excited after Marvel that they would want to go brag about it in the streets, or they'd be so depressed because it wasn't what they expected and want to go drink away in the bars or something. So we gambled and we got in line at 7:30, and we were like 3 shoots back, but we got in, and then we noticed like 20 some chairs on the panel up there, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a big thing. And Mel was awesome, the guy that plays Arrow, and then Grant Gustin that plays Flash, and they actually sat like a couple chairs away from us during the pilot of Flash, which was cool because they just wanted to get like a crowd, I guess, see what it was like in the crowd, and that was awesome. And then they pulled the screens back, and it was kind of like we were in the center of the Flash running around Hall H because the whole thing was kind of like going around, and that was really cool. And then the Gotham pilot was cool. I think definitely Flash was by far my favorite part of all of that, but I think Gotham and Constantine were enough that it'll make me tune in and see them. And they gave swag bags on the chairs and stuff, and so that was nice. And it was just it was a really cool thing because it's kind of the the feel of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this smaller way, obviously with TV, but it felt like, hey, this is the family. Amel feels like he's like the forefather or whatever there, and you can see he has a lot of pride in what they're building, and it was just a really exciting thing to be like I said, like I'm 38 and being like, oh, Flash is going to be on the TV and Arrow's on TV, and it's got a lot of juice. And yeah, it was an awesome 4 hours it ended up being, because they added Constantine as a surprise at the end, and that went for another hour from 11 to midnight.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
I did not last that long.
Well, yeah, you had a much longer night.
I left while Constantine was playing. I was like, I'm done.
We wondered because we moved up, like almost everybody had moved up, and we're pretty sure James isn't here, because we're looking around. We're like practically like there's only like 20 of us left in the front of Hall H by the time midnight came, I think.
That's funny. Hey, by the way, we got a tweet from Trish Pollard, who said she was there for that when they got engaged at the Nerdist Live panel.
Nice. That's awesome.
Cool. I tried to share that picture, but I couldn't. So sorry, guys. All right. Is that it, Sean?
Yep.
Number one. That was number one. That was your top moment. How does that compare with last year?
Gosh, I don't remember what it was last year. I don't know. Every year I leave and I feel like this is the best year ever, and so I mean we had a lot of fun.
Did you feel that way this year? Did you feel that way?
I do, but I know it's just like the bias of the moment or whatever, the immediacy bias, because it's like it just happened or whatever. But yeah, I mean I left saying like I think this was our best ever, and so
awesome.
I don't know if it was or not, but as of right now it feels pretty awesome.
Okay, cool, man. All right. If you've got to drop off, do you have to drop off? You want to drop off?
I kind of do. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Well,
my one
Sean,
disappointment I'll throw out real quick is
let's do it.
It's just on my own or our own. We're still like really struggling with our time management of stuff and like obviously nobody gets everything in, but like we're still struggling with like it was always just Carmel and I up until last year, and then like we know good people like you guys, and it's like, okay, how do we fit like seeing the people we want to see and trying to be up at whatever time to get the exclusive and going to this thing. So we're really trying to work on that to kind of find how to find that balance. But I was disappointed because like we didn't go to the Sleepy Hollow. Like I really wanted to do the Sleepy Hollow offsite. We didn't do it. We didn't get to say goodbye to you before you got on the plane. There's so many things. It's like, oh my gosh, how do we miss that? And it felt like we missed more this year than we ever missed, while at the same time it feels like we did a lot more than we ever did. So that was just my disappointment. So we're just still working on that. But yeah, I had an awesome time and very grateful for the experience and grateful for doing all the stuff with you guys with the party and everything else. It was a really fun year, so thank you.
Awesome. All right, well, Sean, thanks. Alrighty. I hope it's not a whole. Well, it's technically not a whole year until I see you next, but
343 days.
Yeah, hopefully less than that. All right, Sean, thanks so much.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye, Sean.
Bye, Sean.
Oh my God, we finally got rid of him. No, I'm kidding. All right, Carrie Dixon, number one.
My number one is really kind of different this year, because what I did, it actually didn't work out at all for me, but I had a great time doing it anyway. I tried for the Marvel autograph signing on Saturday, and I feel crazy for even like trying it. I kept saying the whole time I was trying for it, I was like, I'm insane. Like, I know I'm insane.
For it. Yep, all that.
Yeah, because I camped out for it, and the way that Marvel does it is you go to their booth in the morning, and it's a random autograph drawing. And so even if by some miracle you are the first person in line, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. There's no guarantee for anything. And I'm all about the panels. I'm there for TV. Like,
I know. When you said you were going to go to the autograph, I was like, what is this guy?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. In my entire time at Comic-Con, in all my years, like, I've gone to one autograph signing, and it was Community the first year they came, and you just showed up. Like, it was fine. So this was a totally different experience for me. I've never gone to the floor first thing in the morning. I've never done an autograph drawing. I've never done any of this. But I was like, if I don't do this year, I'm totally going to regret it. So I tried. And Sean, God bless him, like, on Friday, he took me through a dry run and was like, okay, when the doors open, you're going to go up the escalator, you're going to go into sales, you're going to go here, and then here's the Marvel booth. Like, he took me on a whole dry run, so I knew exactly where I was going. And so Saturday morning rolls around, 6:30, doors open. I follow Sean's advice, and I head to where I need to be, and I'm like 12th in line. But then, of course, you're sitting there for like 2 hours before the doors actually open to let you onto the floor. And I'm all by myself, so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is totally out of my comfort zone. I don't know any of these people. They're all like sitting there talking about exclusives and how they're going to get to where they're going to get on the floor and what they're going to grab and what they're going to sell it for. And I'm like, oh my God, these are not my people. Like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I even tweeted something out to that effect. I was like, I do not belong in this line. I just want to see actors. That's all I want. But it being Comic-Con, you sit in a line, you wind up talking to people. And I kid you not, like, even though I know nothing about exclusives, it was like the most fun I've had at Comic-Con in years. Like, we just sat there and talked. And I'm so glad that I have that experience. And, like, I feel like I now understand Comic-Con from a totally different viewpoint because I got to talk to them, which I never would have done otherwise. And so it was just really interesting because I think at Comic-Con, like, you get so insulated into your version of Comic-Con. Like, if you go to panels, that's what you know. If you go to exclusives, that's what you know.
Right.
And it was just a really different, interesting experience. And I didn't get the Marvel signing. I didn't even get to draw the little ticket. But hey, I made it into the line before they capped it. And I got a cool experience.
That's crazy. Yeah. Jeez. Well, cool. Yeah. There you go. So how many nights did you camp out this year? 2?
2.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts. All right. To each their own, right? Okay, Mr. Riley.
Mine's pretty simple. It was the Avengers panel and footage. They brought everyone out except for Scarlett and Joss. Scarlett for pregnancy, Joss for knee surgery. So
Thank God it wasn't the other way around. Sorry. Come on, Carrie, you gotta laugh at that.
He doesn't have to.
No, I don't.
All right, thanks. Okay.
No, so the footage that they showed just looked spectacular. I mean, yeah, the movie made $1 billion, whatever, but you can, so you think that they would spend some money on the next one because they figure they can make some money on it. And it's obvious that they're putting the money on the screen, and Joss is doing a great job because it looks gorgeous. It looks spectacular. It looks epic. James Spader as Ultron is sufficiently creepy sounding, and we didn't get to see the villain in action, so I'm guessing that either the effects are not done or they're holding that back for some reason. But it was just great seeing it and seeing the interactions of the cast. There was a lot of laughter. There was fun. at the end, Josh Brolin came out wearing an Infinity Gauntlet and was introduced as playing Thanos and was totally hamming it up. So yeah, it was just fun. It was fun. It was pretty awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I was going to ask about that footage. It was like a party scene or something like that.
It was a what?
It was like a party scene in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Avengers Tower.
The beginning of it was an extended sequence of them at the Avengers Tower, and it was essentially them starting to discuss Thor's hammer, and then all of them trying to lift it, and the jokes and fun that ensues from that, where it was Tony and Rhodey both trying to lift it, and neither one of them, and yelling at each other because neither one of them's apparently doing the work needed.
Yeah.
And everyone doing anything, and then Captain America lifting it like a quarter of an inch, and Thor getting a little bit of a concerned look on his face, like what? And no, it's just that. And then from there, just as they were, kind of joking about it, Ultron comes out, made out of pieces of old Iron Man armor, it looked like, and telling them basically that they're a bunch of murderers, and then and then from there it's sizzle reel kind of stuff with lots of action and I'm hoping that this isn't too much spoilery, but Hulkbuster armor, and lots and lots of fighting, and then the end of the sequence is Ultron all nice and shiny and fixed up.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Where's my Ultron? I gotta get it. Where's my Ultron? Where's my Ultron? Does he look like this?
I don't know. Did he look like that?
He looks like the way he looks on the cover of Entertainment Weekly.
There you go.
So yes. The answer is yes.
He looked really kind of fluid in the face a little bit. It just felt like it. I mean, I'm sure it's not, and it's just my bad memory.
You mean like phlegmy? Like he had a cold?
Yeah, no. Looked very, very reflecty and kind of like Terminator 2-ish.
Ooh, awesome.
But just
Very cool.
just the super shiny and reflecty kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Is it my number one?
Yep.
Yes.
My number one will be our Enchantment Under the SDCC party. It was awesome. I had a good time. I think it was way better than last year. We were way more organized, and still yet not at all organized. That's what we found out, right, Carrie?
I mean, it was better than last year,
Yeah,
but
it was
yeah,
way
kind
better.
of.
It was way better than last year. Yeah. Now, yeah, it was great. I think we had some awesome donations from our sponsors. We had some great gift bags. Speaking of, Carrie,
we have one more because I was tasked with giving away the last two, and I remembered to give away one.
Ooh.
But what?
How could you forget? How could you forget to give away 2 bags?
Because
all you had to do is 2 bags.
Yeah, well, I hadn't slept much. I had
know.
a flight to catch. Let's go with that. But
I'll go with that.
We've got one more of our shirts.
As a matter of fact, you didn't even know when your flight was.
Nope.
You're like, oh, well, I thought I was supposed to leave this time. I got to get out of here now.
Yep. But it's a large, for anyone wondering. And then we also have our wonderful Grubhub bag, which has some things like a Norfoon.
And that was it was deemed a Norfoon by our friends at Warner Archive. So Matt
because
Patterson.
You see, it's a knife, it's a fork, and it's a spoon. It's a Norfoon.
And actually a weather pattern.
Yeah, so you can own a Norfoon of your very own. They're actually awesome.
Act responsibly.
A wonderful DVD from Warner Archive, which is...
Don't show them. It's a surprise.
Okay, a wonderful DVD from Warner Archive.
DVD. I got to tell you, the DVDs from Warner Archive are always a huge hit. They brought, like 150 DVDs. It was insane. And we stuffed them in the bags, and they're all like the most... You did. And they were all the most random movies, but yet randomly, like, awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, everybody loved them. So,
I know, it was so funny. We were, like, stuffing them, and they're like, oh, the third Cyclops. That's amazing. You need to hold on to that one. We were like, really?
That's funny. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, so I want to go through. So Warner Archive did the DVDs and the streaming codes. We put them in all the bags. Udon was awesome, man. They were so great. They did 3 hardcovers for the raffle. They gave everybody the signed comics. Is there a comic in that one?
There is. It's slightly beat up, but it's signed and it's cool.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's been in my backpack for a while. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. You can blame Carrie. Then the Boom Studios was awesome. They had so many hardcover trade. They're not paperbacks. They're trade hardcovers. So they were awesome. We had like tons of them. All the Jim Henson ones were great. Loot Crate gave 2 6-month subscriptions. Bandai gave 3 sprue kits. Symbiote Studios, which was awesome to have them aboard. They had some great exclusives, and we got to give away one of each of those. Hasbro had the VIP booth pass, which was great. Grubhub, as we said, did the bags. And then our folks over on the Comic-Con subreddit were gracious enough to donate a year of Reddit Gold and then 10 one-month subscriptions to Reddit Gold. So, and I don't even know, I'm probably missing something. Oh, Mario Candelaria from When Nerds Attack. He wrote a graphic novel that was kickstarted last year. It's called Ashes, and he gave us a few to give away, so some folks got those in their bags. It was great. I thought it was awesome, and of course the shirts that for the VIP folks.
Yes.
So
now,
yeah.
So now, because I completely failed at giving one away, you, who are still listening, have a chance to get a T-shirt and a Dorfu of your very own.
Gary, tell us how that can be possible.
What you need to do is, if you're listening right now, tweet us at SD_comic_con with the hashtag #GoShawarma, and the first person who tweets us that gets the bag.
I'm watching.
I'm watching too.
Cool. Yeah.
The question is anyone actually watching? Is it still live?
That is a wonderful question.
Yeah, well, somebody said the stream went down, so, I mean, we're still recording, but...
It still says we have a couple viewers.
Okay, and I'm not even seeing that.
You are watching right now? Yeah, I am. I never see it when you do it, so I think it's because I started it. But if anyone is watching right now, tweet us. Hashtag #GoShawarma.
Awesome.
You can own a Norfoon of your very own.
Yeah. Cool. I'm watching nothing. Oh, Cracked Reality says, hey, Cracked Reality. I forgot your real name. Sorry. Justin. Hey, Justin. So congratulations on the VIP pass, by the way. I'd like to know what you got. That'd be awesome. So let us then... so that's my number 1. It was awesome. I hope we do it again next year.
Hey, we have a winner. We have a winner.
We have a winner.
All right. J.L. Seggers, Jennifer Seggers, congratulations. You are a winner.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Oh, and by the way, Jennifer actually tweeted us her number 1 moment at Comic-Con was asking questions at the Star Wars book panel and getting good responses. So big step for a shy gal. Awesome. So not only did you get good response to the Star Wars book panel, but you got a cool shirt to wear. So congratulations. Awesome. Very cool. And then our buddy Ivy, awesome to meet him at the party. His best offsite for him, other than Nerd HQ, was the Game of Thrones Survive the Realm. He got a cool T-shirt and a picture on the Iron Throne. Wait, Ivy, you don't have an Iron Throne already? I'm surprised. Don't you have one at your house? Isn't that what you use to sit down and eat dinner? No? Those are jokes. Ooh, we're getting a lot of Shawarma. Sorry, guys. It's been claimed.
I know. I'm going to tweet that out.
All right. But awesome. Congratulations, Jennifer. Awesome. That was fun, man. We should do that more often. Okay.
Nice and easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty easy. All right, let's then go with... all right, so those are number 1s. We got all our number 1s. What about our... I don't want to say our least favorite moments, but, you know, we always have disappointments at Comic-Con. I can go first if you'd like, and we can just go backwards from there.
Sure.
Okay. So my disappointment is just the general lack of surprises at Comic-Con this year. And, you know, maybe we're just taking it for granted, because every year there's always those big reveals, big surprises, things you didn't hear about. And I was talking to Sean about this. It seemed like all the studios and stuff, because I'm there primarily for TVs and movies and, you know, whatnot, not necessarily comics, because I don't keep up with them. But you usually get those big reveals, big announcements, but there was just like a lack of everything. And I told Sean, and this isn't a slight against CCI and programming and the event schedule and all that stuff, but I just felt like this year was it didn't seem like it would mount up to be that way, but it was like a very much by the numbers. Yeah, we're doing this. Like that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like, oh, we're gonna blow their minds. We're gonna bring Star Wars out. We're gonna have a Guardians screening. We're gonna have Disney's gonna be back. We're gonna do a Pirates of the Caribbean announcement. We're gonna do a Batman. We're gonna show this. We're gonna have Jurassic World. We're gonna do Terminator. It's gonna be nuts, right? There was like nothing of that, right? So that was my no Fantastic Four. I could go on, but like usually there are things that happen at Comic-Con that you don't know until like when you get back to your hotel room and you're talking to other people that had different experiences, or when you're just the days later. And like I was telling James, I had to look up today. Was there Fantastic Four? No Fantastic Four. So it's like there was the lack of surprising moments, and that's kind of my biggest disappointment. Only because I've been taking them for granted over the past couple of years. But if that makes sense. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
All right.
James, your thoughts?
My biggest disappointment is probably a combined myself and my job. Because, one, I had to work first 2 days and therefore couldn't enjoy the con for 2 days, so that sucked. But, you got to do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. And myself for crapping out on Sunday. I thought even just 2 days, even though I wasn't even walking around on Saturday, I couldn't power through to the end of Sunday. And I kind of disappointed myself for not being able to last just the 1 day, even a short day. So I had a good day in Hall H. The two of the panels were a little long, but there wasn't bad. I mean, they were fine. And otherwise, everything great to see. So really, that's about it. I wasn't there for enough of the con to really be disappointed in the con itself.
Yeah, which is disappointing inherently, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, this the first time. It's the first time I've missed more than a few hours of the con in 21 years. So I'm disappointed, but hopefully I'll come back next year and be able to go the entire show and wear myself ragged and even more and feel great about it at the end of the 4 days.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I hope you do too, James. All right, Carrie.
Mine is actually kind of goes along with yours, Jeremy, or maybe it's the opposite of yours. It was weird to me that this year more than any other year, like the surprises at the panels were not the normal surprises, but literally just what the studios were even bringing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so weird to me that Paramount and Legendary never made official announcements about what they were bringing.
Right.
And I understand completely, when Comic-Con publishes their schedule 2 weeks beforehand, mm-hmm. that maybe the studios don't have things finalized, that maybe they don't want to announce along with literally everything else. I completely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But do what WB did, do what Fox did, do what DreamWorks did, and announce on your own a little bit later, and so that way attendees still know what's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys know, you could walk right in to Paramount on Thursday, which wound up having Christopher Nolan and Matthew McConaughey for Interstellar and a whole bunch of other awesome things because they had not announced at all what they were bringing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just the wrong attitude to have for Comic-Con. And maybe Paramount doesn't care that their panel was only halfway full. Maybe they don't.
Oh, I totally think they do, especially if they brought Christopher Nolan for the first time. They're going to be like, where in the hell is everybody?
Yeah, but it's because they didn't announce. So to me, that is a trend that needs to stop. You got to tell people what you're bringing, even if it's literally just the day before the convention.
Yeah. James, what were you saying?
No, it's definitely up to the studios to provide that information. And if they're not willing to let it go, then it's on them for any crowd or lack thereof at their panel.
Yeah, I think, and we were talking about this, but I think it's because other people have stuff to do, and if you're not going to tell me what's at your panel, I'm going to go somewhere else where it's a known commodity, and I'm gonna know what to expect. I'm going to get in line because the lines are so big. I'm not going to wait in line and be disappointed. So I'd rather go and know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, lesson learned. Lesson learned.
But that's my biggest disappointment. I just think it's a terrible trend, and I sincerely hope that goes away in 2015. So, studios, tell us what you're bringing. You don't have to tell us, like, the surprises. Like, you don't have to tell us that you're going to bring Ben Affleck and all that, but tell us at least a movie that will be in your panel.
By telling us, I mean us, here, the three of us, so we can put it on the blog.
Well, yeah, look what WB did. They announced 3 movies, and then they showed, like, what was it, 5 or 6?
Yeah.
So they announced the ones that they know they can get people excited about, and then bring a few surprises. It's pretty easy to do that because they do know some of the things they're bringing well in advance, where some of the other things they may not have them ready until the day before. Who knows? But
and that's what Fox did
WB
last
did it right.
year. That's what Fox did last year. Was they announced Wolverine and what was the other one they announced?
Dawn
of the Planet of the Apes. And then X-Men was the surprise, but like Wolverine was still enough to get people in there. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like I said, I just think it's a terrible trend.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's over. It's over.
For 343 days.
Until 340. Well, yeah. Maybe like 2 days for us, but.
And let's
that's what we do for ourselves.
And let's definitely not consider this the last one of the year. This is just the last one of the season, because season for Comic-Con in San Diego has been getting longer every year.
Yep.
Just like the lines.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, let me read some tweets real quick, because we got some tweets. These are funny. These are some funny ones. So, So Ivy says he doesn't have an iron throne, but he does have a porcelain throne, though. I love that. And then Bones 420247 says, surprise announcement at SDCC. We're gonna step on the back of your shoe and poke you in the eye with a poster tube. Yeah, that would be a surprise. Or no, that would actually be expected. So.
The unwanted surprise kind.
Right. Right, and then ran over by a stroller and knocked over by a cosplayer, and there you go. All right, cool. You guys have anything else? Any closing comments?
I would just like to thank again all of our readers for sticking with us this year, and know that we'll be back again for next year and bringing you more great coverage. And yeah, we just appreciate you guys so much. Like, you were the only reason we do this.
Yep.
That's basically it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You had a what?
You're fine. I don't know. It's fine.
You're not going to cry, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
While I wholeheartely agree with what Carrie said, I would like to take a second to talk about the Women Kick-Ass panel in Hall H, which is has a lot of, I don't know if it's controversy surrounding it, but I really appreciate that they put it there in Hall H, sandwiched between WB and Marvel, so a significant amount of people can see it. Yeah. And I appreciate that they bring well-spoken women to be on the panel. And most of all, even though obviously there are people in the crowd who do not appreciate it and who do not, who probably will be making fun of it, I really appreciated the fact that there were actually some good questions. There were some fun things going on. It wasn't all serious the whole time. And I would also like to point out that the men's bathroom was not overloaded during that panel, which means there wasn't a trail of men who were like giving up on the panel and using it as their bathroom break at that time. So
nice.
Good job, Hall H. I would like to commend everyone there for actually paying attention to something that is very important.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's very good.
Great.
All right. And I don't have anything. I think I said as much as I needed to. We did the bag giveaway, so I guess it's our closing. It's our closing for the last time.
Of this season.
Of this season. James, where can our listeners find more of your work on the internet?
Everywhere online under Dan Regal, like Twitter and Flickr and all that. And you can check out the photo site that my wife and I run called geekshotphoto.com.
Cool. Carrie, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Carrie Dixon, which is Kerrydixon.
Cool. And you can find me on Twitter at SpotAnime. Also, we're all on the Twitters at SD_comic_con and on the website at SDCCblog.com. We are on iTunes, so if you'd like to subscribe, the links are up on the blog. You can also search for SDConCast in iTunes. If you like what you've heard so far, please review us. We're also on Stitcher Radio, so go on the link in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at sdcomiccon.blog@gmail.com. You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/SDCCblog. No, you got that wrong. Facebook.com/SDconblog. SDconblog. Or tweet us at SD_comic_con. Thanks for listening, and until next year, James, you want to close this out?
Go shawarma!
I wasn't ready. Hold on. You want to do that again?
I'm just waiting.
Go ahead.
Go shawarma!
When Joss Whedon wrote you back, you almost had a heart attack. You still talk about it to this day. It's a memory that lingers on, like meeting Spike at Dragon Con, or seeing Nathan Fillion in LA. What will your children think of Angel when they're grown? When they're grown, oh, will they love River like you did? When they're grown, when they're grown.